My name's Maria. I'm from Cajun Cooking, and today we are going to try to make a classic Cajun recipe, sausage and chicken jambalaya. So I'm going to take the Dutch oven and we're going to put it on the stove here and get the oil hot. And just to let you know, I got this recipe from Rue Memories from Belinda Holland, and you can find it on Amazon.com. And the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil to start, and then we're going to use some andouille sausage we got from Richard's. Go ahead and put that in. It's 1 pound of andouille sausage. We're going to cook this up. This cast iron pot we picked up. It's a great cast iron Dutch oven, which is a huge staple of Louisiana cooking. You can use it at the camp, over the fire, at home. It's something you can pass down to your kids. It's a really great item. Alright, so while we let this cook up for 3 minutes, we're going to remove it with a slotted spoon to a bowl. And like I told you guys on the About section of our website, I'm actually not from Louisiana. We moved here 7 years ago, and I had no idea how to cook Cajun food. I've decided to, since we are definitely going to stay here and our kids are in the French immersion program here in Lafayette Parish, we're going to learn how to cook like a Cajun so that we can start contributing to all the get-togethers that we go to. Another great thing I learned recently with this starting to cook like a Cajun is actually Cajun culture and the difference between Cajun food and Creole food. And Creole food is synonymous with New Orleans and French kind of prestige. It's very much food that you go to the market to pick up. It's very rich. Cajun food, on the other hand, is very grassroots. It is whatever you have laying around. So, if, say, for instance, the recipe here calls for either vegetable oil or bacon fat. So if you don't have any bacon fat, of course, you could use the vegetable oil, or you can use, the bacon fat if you have it laying around. So again, Cajun cooking is really about, your grassroots, what you have around. A lot of times, what's out of the garden. Very simplistic, very rustic, and I really appreciate that aspect of Cajun cooking. Alright, so now we're going to add the chicken, and it says to let it cover the bottom so that it can sear. I'm a big fan of dark meat chicken, so that's what I use here. Of course, if you want to lighten up the meal, you could always use chicken breast. And here, we're just going to let it go for a minute, searing it on the one side. And then we're going to stir it, and then add the sausage back in. After that, we're going to put in our onions, and it calls for 1 whole onion, 1 rib of celery sliced, and a bell pepper, preferably green. That's actually called the Holy Trinity here in Cajun country. The bell pepper, the onion, and the celery. You'll find it through all of the grocery stores down here. They'll have it pre-cut. You can even find it in the frozen section. I don't think I mentioned, but it's a pound of chicken. So a pound of sausage and a pound of chicken. We're going to get this moving around in the pot. Oh, look, I left a piece of sausage in there, sorry. So we're going to add that sausage back in. And then we're going to put our onion. Again, one whole onion. And then our celery. I am in love with this Dutch oven. This thing is just so cool. And I can't wait to pass it down to our kids, you know, after we're gone. Kind of a, you know, a family keepsake. And then we'll add the bell pepper. Again, some really fresh ingredients that you'll find in the garden, or, you know, good deals, especially around here in Lafayette. You'll find some really good deals on the onion, the bell pepper, and the celery. It's not terribly expensive. And I have found, I really like the Richard sausage. It's got such a great flavor, but there's so many great andouille sausages out there and companies that make the andouille around here. And one thing I have found about people in this area is that they're very proud of their traditions and their culture and their small businesses. And despite the fact that Lafayette is fairly large, they actually do very well, small businesses. And they're very loyal to their Cajun roots. Alright, so we're going to let the celery and the onion and the bell pepper, and it's actually 2 garlic cloves minced here, and we're going to put that into the pot as well. And we're going to let all of this saute up for about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. So as you can see, I picked a recipe that wasn't going to be like terribly difficult for the first go round. I didn't want to try anything that was, you know, overwhelming. So I picked something, you know, not only is just a major staple in the Cajun diet down here, but also that's fairly simple to make on the stove top. Alright, now after we finish sauteing this up, we're going to add in our tomatoes, our tomato sauce, and the chicken broth. And this is going to deglaze our pan. So I'm definitely going to let this cook down quite a bit. Maybe even turn my heat up some. By the way, most of this process in the beginning, the searing, all of that has been done on a high heat. Alright, so now we're going to add the tomatoes and the tomato sauce. And it was 2 cans of diced tomatoes and 1 can of tomato sauce. Grab the other. And then we're going to do 2 cups of chicken broth. And when this comes to a boil, we're going to add the rice. While we're waiting for it to boil, we're going to add in some of our delicious seasonings. We've got rubbed sage, which is kind of neat looking. It almost looks like the Spanish moss that grows on the trees down here. Oh, excuse me. We have thyme and 2 bay leaves. And to be honest, I meant to pick up some Tabasco, but I figure Louisiana Gold's just as good. You guys feel free to tell me I'm wrong, but it's from New Iberia, which is right there where Avery Island is, where they do the Tabasco, where the Tabasco plant is. So I figure, I mean, you know, it's at least in close proximity to where the Tabasco plant is. So we're going to do this, and it's 1 teaspoon of, please don't overdo this. It'll be like that time that my husband added like 3 tablespoons of cayenne pepper to what we were eating, and the kids were not at all happy with him. Alright, so we're going to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to put in our rice. Alright, so now we've got it boiling, and we're going to add in our rice. It's homegrown here in Louisiana, right over in Rain, Louisiana. We're going to stir it in. I'm going to grab this cookbook over here by Miss Belinda. And here she tells us to cover the pot and reduce heat to a medium-low. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to cook it for 20 to 22 minutes. Let me clarify something where I actually did mess up, which, like I told you guys, this is a big part of this. This is a big part of this website. Is we're learning to cook like Cajun. So I actually messed up. And when I put in the chicken and I added the andouille back to it, I actually should have removed the chicken. Hopefully that doesn't mess it up. We'll see what happens. It has nothing to do with the book. It was totally an error on my part. But like I said, whether it's good or bad, I'm going to post results and let you know. You know, I misread the recipe. So I did want to show you guys another thing about this cast iron pot, which I think is super cool. You can use it as a skillet, so like you can fry eggs up in it or pancakes or something like that for the family, but it's also a really cool lid. So I thought that was fabulous, and we're gonna put this on here. We're gonna drop the heat down to between 2 and 3 or medium low, and we're gonna set our timer for 20 to 22 minutes. I always go on the lower end, and we'll come back and check it out shortly. Thanks so much. Hey, we're back again. So the timer just beeped. We did have to cook for an additional 3 minutes. So originally we had set it for 20 to cook, and then we reset it for another 3 because we checked it and it wasn't done. That's always, you know, better safe than sorry. So here we go. Looks beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull these bay leaves out of here. Get rid of those. And then the last touches are some green onion. 2 green onions. And a little bit of parsley, minced. We're going to stir this up. And wow, I mean, it's such a hearty meal in one dish too, which is you know, awesome. As a as the normal dishwasher in the family, I like being able to just have the one dish to wash it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a shot and let me know what you think. It's good. It's like authentic. It tastes really good. Alright, bye.